Well, we're back at Mar-a-Lago with Donald J. Trump, and first things first, the most important thing, thank you for allowing GB News to be here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Delighted to be here. Now, how interesting. It's a rematch, 5th of November 2024. It's Trump v. Biden again. How are you feeling about this campaign? What do you think your prospects realistically are?
So in 2016, we did great. In 2020, we did much better than 2016. Got millions and millions of votes more, and very bad things happened. Very, very bad things happened, and we're not going to let that happen again. But the COVID came in, and they used COVID for reasons other than COVID, and it was a disgrace, frankly, and that's what happened to our country. You look at the borders, you look at everything. Everything is bad with our country right now. It's gone so bad under this guy, the worst president in history. And we're going to do, I think, very well. The polls have us leading by a lot. And there was a lot of cheating going on, and we're going to get that cheating stopped, to work on that. I say to my people, don't worry about the votes. We got plenty of votes. You just make sure during that period, it used to be 1 day. Now it's 40 days and 45 days and 48 days.
This is the mass mail-out ballots, yeah?
The ballots are a disaster. Anytime you have mail-in ballots, anytime you have mail-out or mail-in, they call them different names, anytime the mail is involved, you're going to have cheating. You're going to have cheating.
So have
it's too bad people don't say it. They don't want to say it. But we are going to have, I think, a very good election. The way you win the election is, and you have to do this. I saw on a show the other day, they said, well, that you have to allow a certain amount for cheating. I said, since when do you have to allow a certain amount for cheating on the other side? But you swamp them. You swamp them, and we win big. And all we do is we focus on that. And that's a bad lot. That's a bad, sick lot of people. They've destroyed our country. Look, they've allowed 15 million probably, that's the number, 15 million people. 15 million people, that's my opinion. Some people say it's a little bit less. What difference? It's bigger than most states. 15 million people to come in from prisons. They come from prisons, many of them. They come from mental institutions and insane asylums like Silence of the Lamb, Hannibal Lecter, I wonder if he's one of them. They're terrorists coming into our country, totally unchecked. We have no idea. They either hate our country or they're very stupid.
I mean, 2016, build a wall, that was one of the great slogans of that campaign. You built some of it.
I built most of it.
Not all of it, most of it.
Yeah.
Trump too. What does Trump term to do about the millions that have come and the millions, including thousands of Chinese, which I find quite extraordinary.
We're equal opportunity. We take from everybody. But Biden has no idea where they're coming from. We're the safest border in history. 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, the safest border. I built 571 miles of wall, which is more than I said I was going to build, by the way. And then I was going to add another 200 miles. And this is despite opposition from some Republicans and all Democrats. And the wall made a big difference, but Mexico also contributed very greatly because they gave us free of charge tremendous numbers of, I would say, 28,000 soldiers, free of charge. And we had the best border we've ever had. Now we have the worst border in the history of the country.
How do you get it back? What are you going to do to stop this?
Very much like I did the first time. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to close up the borders. We're going to come in. You can come into the country, but you have to come in legally. Don't forget, I had policies that nobody ever even thought of. Remain in Mexico. How about that? You had to remain in Mexico. We would not accept you in our country unless you were approved to come through. And we had tough borders. You know, Biden likes going to the beach. You could see that. He's always in a bathing suit. It doesn't look good, but he thinks it does, and some advisor does. He could have gone to the beach if he would have left my policies in order, having to do with the economy, having to do with everything. If they would have left what we had, you wouldn't have had inflation. You would have been energy independent. We were energy independent, soon to be energy dominant. And now we get oil from Venezuela. It's not even believable. Do you know the crime in Venezuela is down 67%? You know why? Because they put all their criminals in our country. They put their gang members, their gang leaders, they moved them to America. And
well, it's not just people, though. It's fentanyl coming in.
Making
your cities ungovernable.
And it's human trafficking at levels that we've never seen before. We had it down to one of the lowest levels ever. It's a horrible thing. The human trafficking, mostly in women, horrible thing. You think of it as an ancient kind of a crime. It's not. And what's made it so big is the internet, believe it or not. I said, why would this be more than ever before? It's the internet. But they're coming in now. The human trafficking the traffickers are at levels that we've never seen before. It's unbelievable what's going on.
Can you deport people who come across the border
Yeah,
illegally?
you'll deport them. I'm going to deport them.
You are?
Yeah, sure, I'm going to deport them. They're here legally, especially these criminals. We're going to get them out right away. We have millions of criminals in our country that are up for murder and drug dealers and everything else. What's happened to our country is not even to be believed. These people they're destroying our country. Maybe, and some people would say they've destroyed it. Look at the crime in the cities. We have a new crime. It's called migrant crime. I call it Biden migrant crime because he's allowed this to happen. New York City has 500,000 migrants. Kids can't play Little League anymore. People can't move around the city anymore. People are being mugged. Policemen are having fistfights in the middle of a street. Where did you ever see that? They're having fistfights. Now, in their country, they'd be shot immediately. In this country, they're politically correct, okay? But we're going to do things to help our law enforcement. We're going to get them immunity so they can't get arrested and charged and destroyed, lose their house.
So tougher policing.
Yeah, if they stop crime, they're going to be able to stop crime.